Hello, hi there, Aquariuses. I hope that you are all gorgeous and well. My name is Bella, and most people know me as Bella the Secret Psychic. This is your love horoscope for March 2019. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm a psychic reader. I'm not a tarot reader, but I do jump in there straight away. So if you'd like to see how I do mine and you'll figure it out straight away, do hang about. If you'd like to know more about me and my services, all the links are just down below. Anyway, lovely people, shall we jump right to it? It's interesting because my guides are saying here that basically somebody seems to be realizing, like, firstly, let me caveat this. So we're going into retrograde season, which often means communication could be a little bit askew with people that we are romantically involved with, or in the positive sort of, people tend to come back. Now we had February where that energy was very, very kind of like prolific anyway, like a bit early for a retrograde season, but it's definitely going to be in full swing in March. For you guys, I get, and I'm going to have to be very general about this, I get somebody in your life almost like, the way I could describe it is like, it's almost like they're coming to their senses. And so you could even be with them and you could be recognizing that they've been all about themselves and they've not been really prioritizing the relationship correctly, or somebody's been gone for a while and the reason why you broke up was because actually, again, they were all about themselves and their choices. It feels like they suddenly realize, maybe because of some time, or maybe because it's the energy, or perhaps because you are starting to respond differently to them. They're starting to realize that actually they've been a bit of a fool, and actually that they have to admit to you that you were right. You know, maybe you've been arguing about this, that you have been right, that they've been consumed with other things and not on what they should be, that perhaps they've been sitting in their ego and being defensive about it to the point that they broke up with you, or they've been distanced from you emotionally, even though you might be still together, and they're realizing that impact now because they miss you, they're just seeing it now for the first time, and sometimes time apart can do that, and it's made them wiser. And for some people stayed away longer because they were ashamed about how they was with you, but now they feel like they need to at least vocalize it. They need to say to you, I kind of made a boo-boo. And so, and I have to say, particularly those where they put their work first ahead of family or you, they put that achievement, so maybe it's not just work, that achievement ahead of you that affected the relationship. They're now seeing that. And all I see is somebody coming cap in hand to you wanting to apologize. So again, you could be married to somebody where actually you've just not been talking, you've been arguing because their priorities have just been completely skew-whiffed, and they finally see it because it's causing harm to a relationship. They fairly early on in March make their present known and say, I've actually been an idiot, I can see what I've been doing now, and I want to make some changes to do that. And so basically they're shown that not only do they apologize, and I guess it depends on your circumstances, because it is a Mercury retrograde, it's likely that somebody's coming back to you. Also, that, or sometimes I even get this, that this could have been relationships and they've even took off because, you know, you might have dated somebody and it never really kind of took off. Or maybe you revealed your feelings to somebody and they were like, yeah, I feel that way too, but we should be friends because I'm so preoccupied in other stuff. They want to apologize or reveal that, but there is a hope that more will happen, that something goes forward, because I do get here, for those of you who allow that to progress more, that they will put in the hard work to prove that the other thing is not a priority anymore, that you are the priority. If you're single, I have to say to you, this is going to be somebody from your past too. So it might interrupt your thoughts about how you date somebody else, but it's going to be your free will about whether you accept the apology and then move on with them, or accept their apology and then say, no, but I'm fine with that. I'm dating somebody else now. Do you get what I mean? So disrespect in this month, Aquarius, is the energy of somebody wanting to say they're sorry, that they realise finally that you are the one, that they made a mistake, they'd like you back in their lives. And not only that, that they're quite quickly wanting to prove that in the way they behave, doing and making gestures. So my guides are showing me things like perhaps you was in a three-way situation where they were married and you were not, but you've been saying to them, look, you've been telling me you want to separate and you haven't. And they come to you saying, no, I'm apologising, but now I am separating, and here's a proof. Here's my new address. You can come and stay over. Do you see what I mean? Things like that. Interesting one. Like, it's an interesting month overall. I'm not going to lie, there's some challenges to it in the way that it's been shown, because even when that's all good and dusted, I think there's an element of you trusting them. And I do get you feeling a bit conflicted. I do get you challenging some of what they say. Some of you even expecting them to mess up. So the whole month generally feels a little bit like it's positive if you accept them, and because they're doing everything right, but it's almost like you need a little bit of a period of adjustment to it. It seems though that it all works out well in the end of the month, but yeah, the whole month just feels a little bit like halfway between comfortable and uncomfortable. It's just a weird feeling, and maybe that's the word to use. It's just weird. Like good weird. As you address, both of you, the emotions that are flooding in because of this. I think the other added caveat to why it feels weird, because retrograde energy makes us want to focus on the negative of what people have either done in the past or what they do now. So, for example, if you hate that they put, when they take their clothes off, they just leave it on the floor and they never put it in the laundry basket, for example, and it irritates you normally, but you just kind of put up with it. During a retrograde, you just want to set their clothes on fire. Do you understand? It's like it gets blown out of proportion a little bit. So that's probably why it's all good, but it's all like a little bit like, yeah, like I want to believe you, and I desperately want this to be really like true, but I don't trust you a little bit. So just watch for that, and perhaps because you're watching this, that might taper that down, because it feels like they mean it, and it feels like you can work it out. If you don't, then you'll end up arguing, and you might find that you get to end the month and thinking that you can't cope with it, and you don't, and it will go like that. But there's no real reason, because it feels like they really truly have observed themselves, and for them it might be that they might have all good intentions, but how do I really juggle the thing that I was really putting priority in and now putting you in it? It's a little bit like that, but overall it's really positive. So there you go, people. I really hope that it's been helpful. I'll be back next month with another reading for you, and take care.